right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming back. I am Jamilah, your realtor.
And I'm Jasmine, interior designer.
And welcome to another In Your Space podcast where we focus on bringing you the real in real estate.
And interior design.
Of course.
Oh, that was very nice. Look at the drama.
So much drama.
I'm feeling it. Very theatrical.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Because we have a very theatrical topic today.
Is it theatrical?
It's, you know what? If it's not theatrical, it's drama.
Okay, I see what you did there. Yeah. I got
some
you.
Drama
I got
in
you.
there.
Okay.
But before we get to our drama-filled topic, which is my topic.
Yes, it's a Jamilah day, guys.
It's a
Buckle
Jamilah
up.
day. Why it gotta be like that? Let's buckle up.
Because you was just dragging us last time.
I was dragging the hell out of y'all last time. But instead of, I want to do, a opening segment that's a little less draggy.
Okay. Are we bringing the energy more in a soothing space?
I think we are.
Okay.
I think we are. But before we get to that, I know I'm all over the place because I'm kind of excited,
It's
kind
okay.
of ready to still drag people. But how was your week?
It was good. We're doing great. We're moving on up, moving on in. So we're all set.
To the east side. Are you moving to the east side?
No.
No? No. Okay. We're not moving to the east side. But we're moving on. What do we mean by that?
We mean that we're moving in to our new home that was settled on, and the kids are finally able to get into their own rooms.
Very nice.
And we're just adjusting back to a normal life. So we're getting back to our routines. I'm very excited because I have ordered a calendar. I'm so basic.
Hold on. That was super basic.
No. I ordered a calendar, but it's an acrylic calendar, one of those dry erase ones that I can do every month. And I'm very excited about it because it's going to be color coded and it's got Gibbs family at the top.
Okay. All right. Now you went super basic.
Yeah.
You went double super basic.
Yeah.
First of all, I thought you were going to say I ordered a new couch or something.
No.
And then you said I ordered a calendar.
It's a calendar.
And then you said it says your last name on the
super kitschy.
If I could take back points from this for the basicry,
listen,
I would.
Okay, there are times when I don't have to be a designer all the time. Okay, I like this is my housewarming gift to myself.
Okay, fair.
Right. I'm just excited about being able to get back to a normal, and I'm sure I will look at it one day and be like, okay, I'm over this. But for now, I'm excited. It's clear acrylic. It's got black lines and it's going to be color coded.
I am excited about your basic calendar too.
Do you not have a calendar in your kitchen?
I have a basic chalkboard.
Oh,
door.
Not you trying me. Not you trying me.
Yes, I am.
No.
We all have a little
The
bit
nerve.
of basic.
Right. The nerve.
But at least mine does not say the Damiani family
You
chalkboard.
absolutely. I mean, that would only be an improvement because it's a chalkboard.
Wow. No.
Anyway.
I have a pantry closet.
Yes.
That is painted in black chalk paint so I can write on the pantry closet.
That's basic, Jamilah.
And what can we say?
We all can be a little basic.
We all have a little basic.
Sometime. Okay.
All right, so
how about you?
My week?
Yes.
We're all up and back to school still.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of basic. If basic is the word.
Is basic the word today?
It might be the word today. It's kind of basic, but I will say what's exciting is last year, my 7-year-old was in the Gifted and Talented program.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And so they sent home the paper for that to fill out again. And I'm like, really? I got to do this again? Okay, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm being spoiled. But they sent home the paper for him. And then I requested one for the 6-year-old because she's got this quiet intelligence about her.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't even know what the word humble is, but she's so humble, but she's so smart. So I want them to recognize her.
I love that for her.
Her smartness and understand that she needs a little more enrichment. She needs more challenging in school. So I'm hoping that she gets through to that program. So that's us.
Oh, that's cool.
Our week.
Look at you with your gifted kids.
And talented.
Well, they didn't have no choice with Italian classes on the weekends.
Every day. 15.
Excuse me.
Scusa. 15 minutes every morning. If they touch their tablets, it's 15 minutes every morning before they get to play a game.
Okay, well, I'm scared.
Trying to be a good mom. So,
whoopsh.
so anywho, all right. So now we get to do our segment, and we're going to do what the hell were they thinking?
Yay!
Soft edition. And I know you're like, what the hell is that? All right. So let me get this pulled up. I'm not ready yet. But I'm gonna get this. I think
she's still just trying to make up for dragging us so bad last episode that.
Call it what you will.
She knows I'm still a little scorched from it. Scorched.
I brought the aloe this week.
Okay, this is the aloe.
So I got it pulled up. So waiting on the visual tech guy who's sleeping back there. Oh no, he's awake. He showed me he's awake.
I got it.
All right. So for our viewers, why this is the soft edition of what the hell were they thinking is because I want to know what the hell does Jasmine think these folks were thinking when they staged. What we're looking at.
My brain isn't caught up.
For our listeners, what we're looking at is a room that I actually got to see when I took my clients on a tour of this home.
Right. Okay.
And we talked about staging a couple weeks back, staging to sell. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take these pictures, and I'm wondering what Jasmine is thinking. Does she think that they did a good job? Does she think that they could have improved on something here? So, I mean, it's the soft edition.
Okay. So be nice.
All right. So we got a bedroom.
Yeah.
We have an accent wall that is maybe charcoal color gray.
It looks a little bluish.
It's a little bit of macrame situation, a square macrame situation behind the headboard. There's a black, it's kind
raw
of
iron
clean. Yeah.
frame.
Raw iron, geometric shape bed. And then the other walls it's beige. It's beige.
Yeah. It's beige.
Yeah. And a TV. And I mean,
okay.
What are they thinking?
So, first of all, I will commend them for trying. It looks like they cleaned up well. They cleaned up nicely in this space. It feels, from looking at it, very clean. They did air in some ways. One thing that I would do differently is I would take up the area rugs that don't really fit the space. They're like walkway rugs. I would take those up so that I could expose the floors, which is what you want to accent. You want to accent the hardwoods in there. Or at least I would I kind of find it hard to do in a bedroom that's not centered to do an area rug, right? Because you got to get the sizing right. But it looks like they have like 2 runners, or like maybe those are like 5x3s that they have in there. So I would pull those up so that you could see the hardwood floor. I would also clear off the radiator. Those tchotchkes, they're not necessary. You knew that was the thing I was going to say, right?
Unnecessary tchotchkes.
Yeah, they're unnecessary. And then I would have taken down the window treatments as well. These curtains.
Really?
I would have probably put panels on the side, right? Like some curtain panels on either side to accentuate the height of the windows, but also let in plenty of light. Because you're blocking off at least half your light with these kind of old-fashioned curtains.
So are you actually trying to say that what the hell they were thinking was they thought they were doing something great?
Well, no, I think so. This gives me probably an older couple, right? They have them, or at least they have an older style, more traditional style, which is not ubiquitous. Not everybody wants to see older when they go into a house for a listing. So what I would say is that taking some of those elements that are older feeling and removing them. So like the curtains that they have up, I would have just added curtain panels at the height of the ceiling to come down on either side of the windows.
A through F. What do they get for effort?
I'm going to give them a B minus.
See, this is why this is the soft edition.
Yeah, I'm going to give them a B minus.
I knew they were going to get something.
They didn't do terribly.
No, they didn't.
The bed looks looks nice, looks made. I mean, they tried, right? They put matching linen so the pillows match, I like the accent wall they did there, even though it is a lost impact because it's not the first wall you see when you walk into the room.
Oh, she got him.
So you kind of have to be in the room to see the accent wall, which kind of defeats the point.
So would you have done that on the opposite wall then?
Well, no, you can't because the opposite wall is the window, but I would have put it maybe along the beige wall to the right. So turned it 90 degrees.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's the same wall. So you see where the
Not where the windows are. Yeah, where the medallion is on the wall. Is that a clock or
no,
something?
that's a medallion.
Yeah, so I would have put the bed on that wall and painted that wall as my accent wall.
Let me tell you how impressed I am with you.
What?
Because
I haven't seen this.
she has not seen the entire house.
Right. Okay.
This entire house was country chic.
Oh.
It was country chic.
Okay.
And
country cottage is definitely a vibe.
Yes.
It's definitely a vibe.
Yes. And I can't say they're an old couple. They are an older. It's an older person who owns the home. Not a millennial.
Okay.
And,
that was shade.
No, I'm giving you an age bracket, but I don't. They're definitely not a millennial.
Okay.
I don't know this person. It wasn't my client, but I did get the opportunity to physically see this person. For the fact that the rest of the home is country, cottage, chic, or what have you, I feel like this home is a balance or of trying to be modern, and trying to still stay true to the country chic.
Right.
And I would not have seen, like, I physically got to see this space. So I didn't even think about maybe the fact that the floor was covered up too much.
Yeah.
And I didn't think about the fact, like, what you're pointing out, like, what is tchotchke and how maybe you can open this room up a little bit more, or the fact that the accent wall is on, it's not on a wall to really make an effect. Like, wow, I did not think any of those things. And it's not to say that they didn't make an effort, because they really
definitely
did.
tried. You can tell they tried.
They made a great effort. So I think what the hell they were thinking was that they were making a really great effort.
Yeah.
And that is why this is the soft edition.
They were doing the cost effective version of staging.
Yes.
And it B-. They did a good job.
And let's give them a round of applause. We haven't given any
Softly.
of our what the hell were they thinking people a round of applause.
Yes.
So I do applaud this person for.
To be fair, this is the first one that was like not a complete disaster.
Not so terrible.
Yeah.
All right, visual tech guy. See, not so bad.
No, that was very soft. I'm scared now.
Why?
Because I feel like this segment, the subject matter for today is not.
So now that we're done with that, now we're going to really get into it.
Bulldozer.
No. So today's topic.
Yeah.
What do realtors really do?
Okay, let's get into the nitty and gritty. I want to hear it.
I thought this was pretty important because I really don't think people understand. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, she keeps talking about money. She keeps this. But in all honesty, because we're going to get to
But that's the kind of podcast this is also. We're talking about the real in real estate and interior design.
We're talking about the real.
And it's a business, right? These are businesses. So we're going to talk about all of it.
Yeah. So, folks, I want to try to break this down in the most simplistic way that I could possibly break it down in regards to what a realtor does. And there are going to be some things that, hey, maybe I don't say because, hey, maybe I forgot to put it down.
Right.
And I welcome any realtor, any former realtor, anybody, any broker, anybody that is actively working in the real estate industry. Please put your comments in.
Okay.
Like, subscribe, whatever. Be a part of this conversation, because I think a lot of people do not really realize what a realtor does.
Right.
And so when all they realize is, oh, this person is getting a check. Yes, because we're eventually getting paid.
Right. You're working.
But do you really know what it is that we do?
Yeah, but what does working look like for a realtor?
Right.
Yeah.
So every morning I wake up.
Let's go.
I find the homes.
Oh my
goodness. No.
goodness.
I'm not going to do that. So I want to start off by breaking it down this way. As a realtor, we get to service multiple clients, and the two main ones are sellers and buyers.
Okay.
We have people who want to sell their homes, and we have people who want to buy a home. And so let's focus on the sellers first. One of the main, after you get the appointment, right? You set the appointment with the client or with the potential client because they didn't hire you yet.
Right.
Most folks don't realize that when you call a realtor, it's not kind of like automatically, boom, that's your realtor. You are welcome to hire a realtor. You have to interview, excuse me. You're welcome to interview several realtors to make sure that you are getting the best realtor for you.
Right. It's got to be the right fit.
The right fit. And when we say right fit, that means the right vibe, right? Because if somebody comes up to you and you have an appointment with them and they skeeve you out, do you want to work with that person?
No, absolutely not.
You don't want to work with that person. So anyway, you're interviewing this person, you're finding out, how great they're going to be for you to sell their home, da, 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 da. So one of the main things that a seller's realtor does that is very important to the transaction is a CMA. And I know, what is that, Jamilah?
What is that?
A CMA is a comparable market analysis.
Okay.
Not comparable.
Here we go with the word pronunciation again.
Tomato. It can be comparable market analysis or comparable market analysis.
But they do call them comps.
Comps, yes.
Not camps.
We run the comps on your house, and we're trying to verify and solidify the value of which you should sell your home.
Okay.
That is a big deal.
Yeah.
And I've done these posts multiple times. You can go to Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, HomeSnap, whatever other places you go to try to verify the value of your home. But it's not as easy as you think.
Right.
Because realtors, we have a up-to-date active system where we go in that system, and it's not just about the home that's sold down the block.
Right.
It's the house that is the most like your house.
Your home, exactly.
Within a certain radius that is either well kept or crap. And I'm saying crap because we have some dilapidated homes in the neighborhood, and and you don't ever want to think that just because that home sold for $40,000, now your home is going to sell for $40,000.
Right.
No, our job is to find the value of your home based on the
like homes.
Based on like homes, based on a certain radius, based on how well kept the home is, based on the updates on the home, and based on the recent activity.
Right.
I don't care if a home sold, across the street from you a year later at that price. That's not the same.
Right. Exactly. It's a different market now.
Nowadays, we have to preface with, especially for sellers, this is one of the most important things. We have to preface with sellers that your market, what is your market? Your market right now, because of how fast things are going, is not past maybe 3 months. So we're going 3 months back of activity, not a typical 6 months.
Right.
And we don't go 18 months back. We have to go with what's current right now to find the accurate value, because Lord forbid, there's some people that are like, we want to sell our house at, we want to walk away with $100,000, which means we have to sell the house at this price. I can list your home at any price you want.
Any price, but it's still advised.
Doesn't mean it's going to sell.
Yeah.
And then that really puts people in a pickle where you have to back down off of that. So one of the main things with a listing agent, aka a seller's agent, is to verify the pricing of which your home sale will be successful.
Right. Okay.
You want to be happy. You want to be comfortable with what it is that you're going to walk away with.
And more importantly, realistic.
That's one thing. All right. This could be a total deep dive, but let me keep going, because the CMA is one of the biggest things.
Okay.
So we do the CMA. We analyze the home, which you talked about before, and how you want to sell it.
Yeah.
Are we selling this as is? Are we selling this? Are we making fixtures? Do we have budgets in here to do certain things?
Right.
If you have a budget to make this change, make that change, you can do that. If you have a staging budget, we can do that too, right?
Yes,
that might bring in more money. That might bring in more money.
Right.
So we analyze the home and how, advise how you may need to change it, to sell it, to be successful. We provide resources, which means, and not all realtors do this. I like to come to the table with verified and vetted resources for my clients.
Okay.
So that means if you need a moving company,
right,
I got somebody for you.
Right.
If you need
painters, stagers, contractors, electrician, plumber, all that.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah.
I have some resources for you of people that I have built relationships with.
Right.
And I like to preface with all of my clients, I'm going to I can refer you to this person, but you can also find your own person.
Yeah, of course.
I tell them, I can refer you to people, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to use them.
Right.
you could find your own. But if you use someone that I think is great and I think will be great for you, just know I don't get anything from it. There are no kickbacks.
Right, no kickbacks.
No kickbacks.
Yeah.
The biggest win we get with this is that I work confidently with this person. I know they're going to do a great job. And this is going to make the sale of your home fantastic. Yeah. So we provide resources.
Yeah.
One of the big things is manage the showings of your home.
Okay. Now that is important because I don't want to be there.
No. When you
I want to trust that somebody else is going to be watching.
Right. And so when you put your home on the market to sell, there's a allotment of time that you're willing to let people come in and out and in and out and in and out of your home. And see, for a realtor, the greatest part about being a realtor is that every single realtor, especially in the state of New Jersey, I know in the state of Pennsylvania, it's the same thing. We are background checked. Right. Criminal history checked. So if anything goes wrong, we can kind of go back into that. You know, like realtors are, let's say somebody came into your home, right? And I see that they made an appointment and something happens. We can go backwards and say, all right, who's been in your home
Who was
today?
there? Yeah.
Right. So we manage that kind of thing. And what also comes with managing the showings is, let's say you're really digging hard for your client and you're trying to get this home sold, you will call every single person. Right. Every single realtor and follow up with these realtors. Yeah. So it's more than just people coming into your home, seeing it and going goodbye. Right. So one of my last clients where we had difficulties selling their home based on the location, all in the first 2 weeks, we had 2 open houses. And the home was being showed very, very vigorously and actively because they were on vacation. Right. So that was the goal. Get as many people in here. 43. Wow. 43 people came to see that home in 2 weeks within 2 open houses. You know how many phone calls and text messages I sent?
Oh, I'm sure a lot.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things we get paid for.
Right.
So moving forward, once the offer comes in, we look over the offers. We present the offers. We advise on the offers. We navigate with the negotiations. And we draw up the contracts.
That's a big deal. Most people don't even know what they're looking at. So, yeah, that's a big deal. You need a realtor for that.
Not only do you not know what you're looking at, I swear it doesn't matter how many contracts I fill out. I read every single page.
You're supposed to.
Every single page.
Yeah, you're supposed to.
And do you know how many contracts I filled out? And I still read every single page as if it's a different contract.
Yeah.
And
that's due diligence.
It's due diligence.
Yeah.
So the drawing up the contract thing. Oh boy, we draw it up. We present it to the people. We explain it. We send it to you. We send it to the other realtor. We got to make sure it comes back. We got to go through the whole process, right? And then we oversee the entire contract. Yeah. From start to finish to make sure we get through. Because during that contract, you have things like inspections. Like 10 types of inspections.
Oh, so many.
I'm exaggerating, but
no, there's a lot though.
There's like anywhere between 3 to 4 inspections that are almost not mandatory, but it's like it's your right. If you want to exercise this right, then the buyer is going to exercise that right. Right. So we work through the contract for that. We work through the mortgage commitment, getting that mortgage commitment. We're communicating, and that's the next one. We're communicating with the title company. Right. The mortgage company for the other person. And we're also talking to the other realtor. Right. Yeah. It's a lot of conversation that happens.
And that takes a long time.
It takes anywhere. My last transaction closed in 9 days. Woo. 9 days.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I like doing a 30-day transaction, which is for a different reason, but 9 days. 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, 90 days. I mean, 90 days is the longest I've ever seen a real estate transaction happen. Right. And everybody has their reasons for it. But we do all of this with the promise to get paid.
Right. You haven't been paid yet. So you're doing a CMA, you're doing showings, you're doing contracts, you're talking to people, and all of the time, there is no guarantee that you're going to see a check at the end of it.
No guarantee.
Because somebody could walk away.
Listen.
At any point.
Listen.
Talk about gambling.
Big gamble.
It's a huge gamble.
Not only is it a big gamble, you're advertising this home to sell.
Right.
Either you're being aggressive with it,
Mm-hmm.
or, you're doing it, a little bit by a little bit. But my open houses, I try to set a budget.
For you.
I set a budget for my open houses.
For you. Like money you're spending.
That's my money.
What?
My
Okay,
clients
is actually news to me.
My clients
That's
do not give
new
me money
information. Wow.
to hold an open house.
I didn't even think about that.
My clients do not give me money to
Wow.
send out postcards to say
Right.
just listed.
Right.
My clients don't give me money to take professional photographs of the home to make sure it looks good. We could literally be spending somewhere around $500 in hopes of getting back
Right.
$7,000 or something.
Right.
So all of this money
Interesting.
is up front
Mm-hmm.
until they sign on the dotted line where the home actually is owned by the other person.
Yeah. Wow.
A lot of work, right?
I'm actually surprised.
We're talking about anywhere between 9 days, 30 days, 60 days, 45 days of working without pay until you get paid.
Until you get paid.
Until
It's
you get
like,
paid.
Hopefully it'll come quickly, but who knows?
Now, some people,
if at all.
some people do 1 transaction a month. Some people do 2, 3, 4. So it's a
Yeah.
lot of work until
Yeah.
you get paid.
Wow.
So let's move on to what a buyer's agent does.
yeah,
And-
because you do both.
I do both.
Okay.
I do both. And some realtors, thank you for saying that, because some realtors do have a preference.
Right.
Some will only like to focus on working with sellers,
Mm-hmm.
and some will only want to focus with working with buyers. And with that, there comes a sacrifice of not making a certain amount of money,
Right.
because now you're pushing money.
half your clientele away.
Yeah, you're pushing. It's almost a little unrealistic to think that you're not going to work with the 2 types.
Right.
But there are some people that are like, no.
And I mean, I'm sure there's a reason for that.
Yeah, and some people are more gifted and geared towards working with certain type of clients.
Okay.
So if they feel comfortable with just being a buyer's agent or just being a listing agent, that's okay. So, all right, we're going to move into the buyers.
Okay.
Buyer side, buyer side, buyer side, buyer side. No, okay. No. No, she's like, where's this going? I'm just being silly.
The references. Okay. No.
So
okay.
we just talked about what a realtor does with a seller.
Yeah.
Now, what a realtor does with a buyer. If you came along as my client,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing I'm doing is pre-qualifying you,
Okay.
meaning I'm not taking you to any homes unless I know you can actually buy it.
Smart. Right. Because it doesn't make sense to
No.
do it the other way around.
If you have a mortgage pre-qualification or if you have cash, I need
Right.
to see the cash statement from your bank account,
Okay.
or I need to see that pre-qualification from a lender,
Right.
because first of all, no seller wants you in their home just taking tours.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's number 1. And number 2, no buyer's agent wants to drive around South Jersey and you can't afford to buy this home.
There's no proof.
If you want to see the inside of the home, you can go to Zillow, Redfin,
Mhm.
Realtor.com,
Mhm.
all of those places, and look at the pictures
Yeah.
until you get those things in order. So number 1, a buyer's agent, we have to pre-qualify you. And if you're not necessarily qualified to buy, then that's when we really start working with you to say, all right, how can we get you to this point? You're not ready yet, but how can
right.
we get you to this point? And sometimes you might have clients for a year or 2.
Right. I was just going to say that, like, you have, it's a coaching role as
Yes.
well.
Yes.
Like before they are even ready.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it happens.
Yeah.
So we pre-qualify you first to make sure that you can actually buy it and nobody's wasting anybody's time.
Right.
We help you find the homes. So sometimes, and this has happened especially during the pandemic, right? And the aftermath of it. If it says it's available online, sometimes it's not.
Oh yeah. It's already gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
That's how quickly things were moving. So what we would do is if you tell me, hey, Jamilah, I want to see these properties, and you forward me a link of the things that you saw on Zillow, Redfin, blah, 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 I'll look it up to double check.
Right.
And even if it says it's active, right,
It might
it's
not have
still
been
for sale,
updated yet.
I call
Yeah.
the realtor,
Yeah.
or I'll send a text. is it still available? Because I don't want to go to the home or make an appointment and they're like, it's not available. Oops.
Yeah, just accepted the offer.
And then sometimes it's under contract.
Right.
And they didn't change the status because they're waiting for that 3-day attorney review period to be over, which is a different thing. For those who don't know what an attorney review period is, it's after you come to an agreement, you sign the contract, there's a 3-day waiting period. Buyer's remorse.
Yeah, just to be sure.
Yep. And anybody can pull out during those 3 days.
Right. Either party.
No harm, no foul.
Right.
So, sometimes a contract is in that phase and the realtor doesn't want to change the status because they don't want to jump the gun.
Yeah.
Let's get through those 3 days.
Right.
So, you send me a property, I'm still calling the agent.
Right. Okay.
To find out. So we're vetting properties. And we're also finding properties based on our buyer's vision.
Yeah.
I was going to say qualifications.
No.
So I'm not going to. The vision.
Yeah. Yeah. Their wants.
Yes, their wants. And then we go to the homes with them.
Yeah. So we're talking like time on the phone, but also time in the car, right?
Eating Wawa.
Lots of Wawa.
Drinking lots of water, all this stuff. We're taking you to these homes.
Right.
And I like to show at least 3 homes every time we go out.
Right. More efficient to see more than to just do one.
I think so. The only time when I will do 1 home a day is if my clients are very specific.
Yeah.
They really narrowed it down and said, we're not interested. And here's why. We're just doing this one. All right, no problem.
Yeah.
But this is that part where you're burning gas.
Running around.
Yeah. We're doing all the things. So we go to the home visits with them. We have if they decide they're ready to purchase.
Yeah.
And they want to put in an offer, we're preparing the offer. And the offer is not as simple as throwing out, I want to buy this for $275,000.
Right.
It's deeper than that.
Okay.
So when you present an offer, we're talking about how much earnest money deposit are you putting down? How much are you promising? Listen, I'm going to give you this money to show you that I'm serious, and you can hold on to that money. Because if I jet out of this contract, it's no longer my money. It goes to you. So this earnest money deposit, how much are you giving them for that? Are you doing a home inspection? Are you doing a termite inspection? Are you doing a radon inspection? And how much time do you want to close? Do you want to close in 30 days? Do you want to close in 60 days? What do you want?
Got it.
This is the start of negotiations. And then we take that and we negotiate further if the sellers come back and counter offer.
Yeah.
So, and that's one thing I like to really press upon both my clients. This is the negotiation phase.
Right.
You say what you want. They're going to come back and say what they want. And you're going to keep going back until you can both agree.
And nobody's going to get everything they want.
Some people like to think that.
Yeah, but when you have 2 parties, nobody's going to get everything.
No, you're not going to get everything that you want. So that's a part of the offer and the negotiation process. We do it, the same way for each client to some degree. Drawing up the contracts. I already went there, overseeing the entire contract, and then talking to all the people. So those are the overlaps. Right. And we do it all
for free.
For free until we get paid. We do it all for the promise of pay.
So, Jamilah, I have a confession. Okay, I feel terrible.
Why?
When we were selling our last home, there was a gentleman who started a little bit of this for us.
Oh.
They started a little bit of this for us, but then my husband and I decided to go with new construction, in which we don't really need a realtor. So my man's was pretty he was
hot.
He was enthused about selling our home and finding us a new home.
Yes, he was.
I feel really bad now because I see all of the work that he did with the promise of pay. I'm sorry to you, sir. That's all I got to say. I'm sorry. Because I did not realize that in representing, even him trying to find a new home for us, he was doing all of this back work. And we were just like, we were at the stage where we were looking at what we could afford, right? And so he was looking around based on our wants. He was looking around to see what the options were. And, we were like, actually, we're going to just go ahead and build it. And, he was like, just walked away.
Well,
and that, I'm sure that happens a lot for you guys, but
that is the nature of the business. However, I hope I don't make you feel bad. When you went,
you're going to. It's your favorite thing to do.
When you went new construction.
Yeah.
Did you say you had a realtor?
No.
Were you under any agreement with a realtor?
No.
You could have still did him a solid. Because if you said you were working with him, they would have gave him some type of a commission. They would have gave him a referral fee for bringing you that way.
So this is the thing. The reason, and I'm not going to come at your contemporaries, right? But some realtors are just a little too high energy, high strung.
Okay.
We did ultimately let him know that we were just going to go with new construction, and he lost it.
Oh.
He lost it. And we don't got to get into it.
I wish I was there
I'm
to see
apologizing
this.
to him because I realize now he had a valid reason to be upset. But in, the hustle and bustle of that, what you guys do, it caused him to lose his sanity for a minute. So even if there was a way, which we weren't aware, to be clear, I wasn't aware that was a thing. He could still get a commission. I did not know that. I thought if you're doing new construction, you don't need a realtor. So, sorry, sir, we're not buying an existing home. We're building a new one. So we don't need your help anymore. That was it. His reaction was not a logical or even tempered reaction. So it was over for that.
Oh, man.
That interaction.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but I still apologize because I understand, he's trying to feed his family, just like everybody else. And so,
you know what? The one thing that they kind of coach us on or teach us as realtors, teach us to remember is the only thing that you can really do in situations that are not, what's the word I'm looking for? Not the most ideal situation.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like this one or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's control your reaction.
Right.
And there's a lot of eating, all types of emotions and feelings as realtors because you have to try to be very professional and not show too much emotion.
Yeah.
You're trying to build a business. So the moment you lose it, that impacts your reputation.
Yeah.
And you're worrying about your Google reviews.
Yeah. And we're not the type of people to even be like that. Like, oh, I'm going to go back and try to ruin this guy's livelihood or anything like that. It was just like, oh, that was a bad experience.
Mm-hmm.
So even if we wanted to help him, we ain't going back.
Right.
I'm not reaching back out to you.
Sorry.
You know what I mean?
And now the worst part about that is that because he showed that other side.
Yeah.
Now you don't feel bad. But
no, I still feel bad.
But you would not. Would you refer him to a family or friend because he lost? He
lost that. Yeah.
So it's like, no, you got to stay strong. Like, okay, I'm gonna have to eat that one. Mm-hmm. All right, moving on. Yeah. So I appreciate you apologizing to him though, because I don't think a lot of people really. This is why we're doing this. A lot of people really don't realize the amount of work that we do behind the scenes.
Genuinely didn't know.
Outside of taking you to see a home.
Exactly, and he did not get to that point. That's what I'm saying. We were still very early in the process, right? So aside from that, here's some other unconventional duties. Okay.
That realtors do. Ready?
Yeah.
Wait for it. We're therapists.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
I've had husband and wife couples argue in front of me, and I'm like, I'm just going to go stand over there.
Because it's an emotional thing.
It's emotional.
Yeah.
So we can be therapists. We can be social workers. I've had tons of people. I know I'm not degreed to be a social worker, but there are tons of people that call you that unfortunately you can't help them, but you're trying to do as much as you possibly can.
Right.
Whether it's referring them to Section 8, whether it's referring them to, I don't know, a home buyer's grant program, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You just turn into this resource and you're like, You're trying.
Yeah.
You're really trying.
Yeah.
We're friends. They literally say that, you will actually build friendships. Mm-hmm. You'll lose some friends in the process, but you'll also make some new ones.
I followed the guy, the broker who sold our house on Instagram.
Now she sounds like a stalker.
We're friends.
See, we're friends. We're Instagram friends, though. I like all his things.
Yes.
So we can be friends. We're understanding, right? We're empaths or what have you. We can also be the confidant. We can be the biggest thing, the bad guy. I was the bad guy last week, wasn't I?
Yep.
I'm the bad guy because I need to tell you,
Yeah.
listen, this is not working if you don't do this.
Yeah.
And it's either you're going to listen to me or not.
Yeah.
And I've also had in the process friends that I'm representing, and I would have to say, which hat do you want me to put on right now?
Can't wear both.
My realtor hat or my friend hat? What you want? And I would, and they would, you can give me the friend hat, and I'd be like, all right, gonna put that on. Girl, you need to suck it up. Suck it up.
Let's get a little real.
Now let me put my realtor hat on and say, this is so tough.
I love the duality there, so you could be both.
So tough. So, all right, now the elephant in the room. How much do we get paid?
Okay.
Should we go there?
I don't know. Do you want to go into it?
I'm going to get super bold.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's get bold.
Okay.
All right, listen. You guys, they say that in New Jersey, the area that we're in, like an average home sale could be anywhere between 200 to 250,000.
Okay.
This particular area we're in South Jersey. So if I'm really concentrating on this is what I'm bringing to the table here. These are the numbers that we're working with. Most people think that realtors get paid 6%.
Right. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
So if you take a $250,000 house,
don't have me do math. Don't.
With 6%, don't you worry. We'll put those figures up on the up on the screen. With $250,000 home sale times 6%, that's a whopping $15,000 commission check.
Which is not bad.
It's not bad.
No.
But guess what?
What?
I don't get that $15,000.
Okay.
That $15,000 that most people are like, this is so easy. You get paid so much money. No. We take that $15,000 is broken down into roughly 4 pieces.
Okay.
Okay. So it starts off with 2. And we tell our clients this, especially the sellers, because they have to know where their money is going.
Right.
And why they're actually paying 6%.
Okay.
So that 6% is $15,000. And it starts off with half of it. 3% is going to me, the seller's agent.
Okay.
And 3% is going to the buyer's agent.
Okay.
Why we're doing 6% is because you want to be, first of all, I'm worth 3%. That's number one.
Okay.
And you want to be able to attract realtors to the home that know they're going to get a decent pay as well. So if you keep discounting that pay,
right. Okay.
they're counting that.
Yeah.
So anyway, 3% goes to one realtor, 3% goes to the other realtor, right?
Okay.
So now I went from $15,000
$7,500
to $7,500.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So that just got divided.
Still
in
not
2.
bad.
Still not bad.
No.
Well, let's take it down. Let's take it down some more.
Okay.
All right.
What happens to that $7,500?
If you're with a standard broker,
okay,
realtors do not act alone, meaning that when you get your license, you have to hang that license with a brokerage.
Right.
Brokerages are essentially, they're not your bosses, but they're someone who holds you accountable.
Right.
They've been in this industry for a minute. There's a certain amount of standards that they have to adhere to and test to actually be a broker.
Right. Okay.
So they hold you accountable in your actions, and they're also the one that if something goes wrong, you can go to your broker, look for advice.
Right. Okay.
They make sure you're squared away and you're straight. Well, guess what? A certain percentage goes to them too.
Okay.
And that is whatever you negotiate with your brokerage. There are some brokerages that do not have a percentage, and you pay a desk fee, a one-time desk fee. And so you'll walk away with more money. But some bigger companies do have, whether it's a 50-50 split, a 60-40 split, or a 70-30 split.
Oh,
we're going to take it in the 70-30 split direction.
Okay. 70-30 split.
70-30. So now let's take that $7,500 and we're going to break that up into a 70-30 split.
Okay.
Which means that I walk away with $5,250.
So you get 70. You got 70.
I would get 70.
Okay. And your broker got 30.
And he got 30.
Okay.
Now we just went from $15,000 to $5,250. Shall we continue? Let's continue some more.
Okay.
Now, for you folks.
Right, because I'm still like, okay, maybe that's still okay, right? If you're doing multiple transactions at once.
If you're doing multiple transactions at once.
Yeah.
But if you're doing one house a month.
Right.
Let's say that's all you are able to do.
Right.
Let's say that's right now. That's what's on your agenda this month.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what you're going to get paid.
Right.
Right. Now, how do you factor out your pay, really?
Okay.
How do you factor your pay? Now, I don't know about you other folks, but if I'm working for someone, I know I put in 8 hours a day every day.
Okay.
Regardless what the time blocks look like, I put in 8 hours a day. So let's say I close that transaction in 30 days.
Okay. So you got 52 for the month.
So $5,250. And it took me, 30 days to get it.
Mm-hmm.
If I break that down into what that is per day, that's $175 per day.
Okay.
So I technically just got paid $21.87 an hour.
Okay.
$21.87 an hour.
Mm-hmm. That's not bad.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
You know why I think that's great?
Why?
It's because it could be so much worse.
Oh, yeah, it could. Right. Because I'm thinking about it like, so that's for a month.
That's a month.
Right.
It's $21.
Is that normal for a transaction though?
Well, if 30 days?
Yeah.
It depends.
Okay.
It depends. So
Okay.
if we go from, that's what I just told you, on 30 days.
Yeah.
At that price.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. That has nothing to do with taxes. That has nothing to do with taxes.
Right.
Now, if this transaction took longer than 30 days, $5,250, right, at 45 days is $116 a day.
Okay.
That comes out to $14.50 an hour. If this takes 60 days, it comes out to $10.93 an hour. If this takes 90 days, then it's coming out to $7.29 an hour. So let's back it up. We do so much work.
Right.
So much work. And you could honestly get paid as little as $7.29 an hour.
Wow.
And most people don't realize this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the average home sale in this area is somewhere around $250,000. So if you're selling that amount in one transaction a month, that's what you're going to walk away with.
Wow.
And you got to love what you do.
Yeah. Yeah. And for sure.
This really comes into play when it's choosing who you work with.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think clients are guilty of thinking that you have to work with them. Although you picked up the phone and called me and said, I want to work with you, I don't have to work with you.
Right.
Because I got to eat.
Yeah.
You know, and so on a realtor side, you want to be as loyal to your client. You want to do a good job. You want to give a good service so you can get paid at the end of the day. But then you have clients who really don't realize what you're doing.
Yeah.
They come to their own conclusions and then they end up cheating on you for another realtor.
Oof.
And this is not me going through counseling right now because honestly, I don't know if I'm being cheated on. I don't know that. But I mean, thus far, I think my clients have not cheated on me.
Okay.
And if any of my clients are listening today,
let's go ahead.
You might want to think twice before you cheat on me now. No.
Look at this. Look at what I do for you.
This is what I actually get paid.
Wow.
And so when you see other realtors out here kicking butt, and when I mean kicking butt, they're doing 1, 2, 3 transactions a month.
Yeah.
Guess what? Sometimes they're not going to get another transaction next month.
Right.
Sometimes they need to breathe.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and then they go back at it. That money runs them for at least a month or two. It really does depend on their lifestyle.
Their life. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, to go backwards, realtors, we literally, it's not, we don't take you to the home and all of a sudden it like that Instagram reel, boop, we got a check. We put in a lot of work.
Yeah.
To get that check. And when I've had clients actually look me in my face and say, is there any way we can discount this? Oh, because you tested me?
The black mama came right out.
Because you tested me. You want to argue. I can't argue with you. No, but seriously.
That was unexpected.
No, but seriously. I love those real arguments. No. But so seriously, like, I'll say to them straight up and say, no.
Yeah.
I can't. Mm-mm. And the reason is because I know I am worth at least $21 an hour. Mm-hmm. Okay? People out here fighting for 15.
Yeah.
At CVS.
Right.
And Walgreens.
Shoot.
I am worth $21 an hour.
Yeah.
And so when I do discount my commission, it's not based on because you asked me to do it. It's because it's probably a different reason.
Yeah.
Maybe we're super cool, right? And I'm like, this one's for you, boo. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. You know, this one's for you. I love you. Or it could be, you know what? I have these transactions lined up this month. I'm good. But if I'm super broke, I'm going to look you dead in your face and say, no, I can't.
We don't got to get into why not. And we don't got to get into why now.
I'll just say, no, don't. I said, I will, and I don't mind sharing. I will break it down to what I make an hour and say, I think I'm worth that. Don't you?
It's a shame though, Jamilah, that you even, I mean, I am so grateful that you are open enough to share this information with people, not just me, but the world, essentially. And I think you bet not give no more discounts.
Yeah, bet not.
You bet not.
You heard it first. Bet not.
Because first of all, you do a lot, right? And there are people who like say like, I'm busy working all the time. I'm never off the clock, blah, blah, blah. And I really genuinely believe that you work hard, but like also just seeing that I know that your transactions aren't always wrapping up in 9 days. You know what I'm saying? No. I know that there are transactions that you are still sitting on that have been like 60 plus. Just the talk is ticking.
Tickety tock.
Talk is ticking and ticking and talking. So no, absolutely not.
And here's the crazy part. And it's really not so crazy. We have a lot of people in this day and age that were like, I want to sell my home by myself.
Okay.
If you want to put in the time to do all of that, that's all you, boo. So, but what realtors do is we take you from point A to point B. So you're not thinking about how to get from point A to point B. Like, we're doing this all day, every day. This is what we do. Yeah. So the whole goal is to find someone that can work with you, that you trust, or work on your behalf, that you trust, to get you to the finish line with as much accuracy as possible. Doesn't mean that there's not going to be any bumps in the roads. There's so many things that you cannot control. Yeah. You can't. Yeah. And everything in a contract, you know, contracts have dates on them, right? You negotiate it all the way into this point. And we have dates, and sometimes contracts fall out of those dates. But guess what? If you really want to sell this house, you keep negotiating, you keep coming back to the table, you keep correcting the contract, and you keep moving forward to that end point. And realtors take you through that. Realtors really help with that. So listen, all I'm saying is no, it's this is what we do. Yeah. I mean, I hope I laid it out there.
You really did. You learned me something.
I learned. Now, if anybody wants to pay me $21 an hour, no, I'm just joking. But realtors, if you have any stories, I mean, hey, if you've been paid $5 an hour, let me know. And you probably have, based on the commission sometimes and the price point of the house, which is fine. But you know, drop your stories.
Let's see in the comments.
And any audience members listening, do you have any realtors you want to apologize to? You can do that too.
Do it in the comments.
Do it in the comments, and like, share, and subscribe to all your friends who cheated on their realtors. Are we going there? Because I'm going there. But anyway, you guys,
I feel bad.
Thank you. Oh, so much. Like, what am I doing? No, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much for listening.
Yes,
we'll see you on the next episode.
Yes, of the In Your Space podcast. I am Jamilah, your realtor,
and I'm Jasmine, interior designer. And why don't we do this every time? All right,
bye.